Okay, welcome everyone. This is Word Module 2 and it is the Project 2A. So I'm going to work on this one over here. I have the file already opened up and I'm going to save it to what it asks us to by putting a 2. So here we go. Now I'm not going to do anything with this right now, so I'm going to go into review. And I'm going to get rid of the markup so I don't have to look at it. Give me a little bit more to look at the document. So now we need to go to references and we're going to change it to MLA. So let me go down to the bottom and you notice that the footer has my name on it. So that's good. So what our project is, you're writing a research paper for your marketing principles class, and the topic of the paper is generational marketing. You must write a paper in ML style and include suggestions from your professor. So we want to start by the citations and bibliography, and we need to make sure which of course is the references, and you need to change that to MLA. And here is MLA. So that takes care of that. Now we're going to conform to the MA guidelines. We need to do Times New Roman, 12 point, and double space with no space after it. So let's go in here and I'm going to select this one paragraph. I could actually just click anywhere in it. And I'm going to use the home to do it. So we want to do Times New Roman. We're going to change it to 12. We're going to go to the line spacing and make it double, which is 2. And then we're going to go down to remove space after the paragraph. That takes care of that. So we want to, now we need to actually modify the normal template in here. So the easiest way to do it, I could have gone, click in here and modified and done all those things here, right over here. But I decided it's easier for me to just work inside the actual document itself, right click on normal, and choose update normal to match selection. So that works out good. So the way that works is everything that's based on the normal template will change to the new template. Options or styles, anything that's not, will not change. Notice that you have up here is based on a heading 2. So to show you what I'm talking about, I'm going to click in here and modify the first line to have a 1/2 inch. I'm going to right click and choose update to match template. And notice that everything here changed to have a first line indent. So I can just right click on this or undo it here. And we're good. So let me undo everything. And now that takes care of all these templates or styles based on normal here. And what we need to do is click on these 4 and change it from heading 2 to normal. So that takes care of number 3. Number 4, we're centering the paragraph. That is number 4. Number 5, we're going to insert a header. So I'm going to click on insert and I'm going to click on header, and it wants us to use a blank. So it wants us to write a line. So because I'm not in the home tab, I'm going to hit Control R. That's a shortcut to write a line. So we're going to write a line and we're going to type in BAO. And we want the page number. So here's page number right here. And I'll go to current position and do plain. So that takes care of that. Close the header and footer. And you can see we have 1 here, 2 here. So we're back. Create a first line indent for the body paragraphs. So this is here. And I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom. And put the first line. I'll just do it a little bit differently. I'm going to do it from here. So that was number 6. Okay, number 7 wants us to respond to the comment from a professor in the first body. Read the comment, then delete it. So right now we have to work on showing the markup. So I'm going to go to review and show all the markup. And we need to go to the very top here where Nancy has given us something that we need to read. So it tells us to read the comment, then delete it. You might need to cite a source for this information. It's not quite common knowledge, so that's fine. So it says to read it. So I'm going to delete it, but notice if I go up here, it's grayed out. And the reason why it's grayed out, because you have to click on it. So just click here, and now I can delete it. Now you see it, now you don't. So before the period in a sentence, these groups, which is over here, so here is the period, we need to insert a citation to a new source in here using the figure 1. Hint the tag name is intentionally blurred out over here. So born onto an area. So before the period, we need to insert a citation. So we're clicking just before the period. Let us go to references and insert citation. And we're going to do a brand new one. So let me move it up so I can see it. And this is what we're actually going to be putting in. Notice it's a website. And it does tell you that it is going to be grayed out, the tag name. It won't on the document that you create. So let's insert citation, add a new source. So we want a website. The author is blank. And let's go over here. We have corporate officer is Pew Research. So as soon as I click on this, the author here is grayed out, so you can't change it. So we're going to do Pew Research Center. Hopefully I spelled that right. Web page generation study. 2020 for the year. Month is May. Day is 1. 2021 for the year access. And we have August. And we have 30th. And website. Now, if you do not have all the fields, there is one option to show all bibliographical fields. But normally it's because you don't have MLA. You might have APA or something else. So check that first. So once we do this, we just click on OK. That looks good here. Going to move on. Insert a citation to the existing justified source before the end of the sentence. Campaign designers in here. So we need to find that actually where it is. And here's actually campaign designers. That's pretty good. So that works over here, and it tells us before the period. So we're going to use this insert a citation to the existing chastised source before the period. All right. So what we do is insert citation, but this time we're not going to do a new one. We're going to use the chastised Peter, and that's already done for us, so we don't have to change or type in anything. In the same sentence, use the thesaurus to replace the word customized with a less formal synonym that starts with the letter T. All right, so we need to find customize. And there is customized. So it says to use the thesaurus. So let's right click and choose synonyms. And let's go to thesaurus and see what we can find. So it says something less formal symbol that starts with the letter T. So here is Taylor. So I guess that's the only one with the letter T. So let's go in here and choose insert. So that takes care of that. In the fourth body paragraph, the generations all in white papers find the riser citation and edit the source to use 2 as the date axis. So we're going to go to the fourth body paragraph. I'm going to close this over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's our riser citation. So we can click on it and choose edit the citation, or we need to choose edit the source. So let me look at the thing. We want to find the riser, then edit the source. So I'm going to click on edit the source, and then I'm going to edit to use 2 as the day access. So here's day 1. We'll just change that to 2 and click on OK. So that's good for that. In the same paragraph, before the end of the sentence, another seminary and white papers, insert a citation. So we're going to go right over here. And let's see what it tells us to do. Insert with a new source using the information in figure 2. So I will read it to you. So insert citation. And we're going to add a new source. Then we're going to choose article in a periodical. And the author will be Rivera, Pita. Title, Generation Gaps. Market Analysis. And 2020. The month is June. Page is 20. And print. There's no guarantee if you're on a Mac that the medium will actually be there. So if it's not, certainly don't worry about it. All right, edit the Vance citation in the 5th paragraph. Here's our Vance. Click on it. We're going to edit the citation. So let's see what it wants us to do. And to add 14 as the page number. So if you click on edit citation, it may not give you what you want. Notice that it says add pages, but in this particular case, that's exactly what we want to do. If we wanted to change the page, then we'd use edit to source. So we're going to add 14. And it doesn't tell us to, but you always want to update the citations in bibliography anytime you make a change. So now we have this, and we probably have not created a bibliography over here. So in this particular case, it's not all that important. If you had already created the bibliography and made it a change or the work cited, then yeah, you definitely have to do that. And that's why it doesn't tell you. I just wanted to point that out. So provide information at the end of the 5th paragraph. Move the insertion point immediately after the sentence to least favorite. So is this the 5th paragraph? The least favorite over here. And insert a footnote. So we want to do immediately after the period. It wants us to add a footnote. So that's pretty easy. Just click on Insert Footnote. And put in these ads include banner and display ads. Now, if you type this and you get it wrong, check to see if you have the period at the end. That could very well be it. So we want to make the footnote 12 point. And we want to change the line spacing to double and add an indent for the first line. Okay? So we really can't do it from here. So we're going to go to Home. And we're going to choose line spacing double, and then we'll add an indent. And let me see, it's a first line. All right, in the main body of the document, find all instances of the text customers and replace it with consumers. So I'm going to again get rid of the review tabs for now. And what I want to do is click on Home, and you'll see here is Replace, or you can hit Control H. So it wants us to replace customers with consumers. And notice that it said it should make 2 replacements. So let's click on Replace All and see what it does. And it made 0 replacements. So that probably means I have something selected or I spelled something wrong. So when it says you made it, you want to search the rest of the document. So I apparently have something selected. So let's go yes, and it's still in here. So let me undo this here, and I'm going to go up top. And customers, with consumers. So let's try this again. And now we've made the 2. So we're good. So bear that in mind. I kind of did that on purpose to let you know that when you have something selected, always unselect it first unless you specifically wanted to check only that selection. So that takes care of 15, 16 on page 2. We need to go back to the review and we need to show our markup. We need to get rid of this. That's page 1. Here is page 2. And we need to reply to it with thanks. And we're good. Now we're going to modify the works cited page to following to match the MLA station. So let's go to here's works cited in here. So we need to obviously put a manual page break here. So it's on a separate page, which we're done. Move the insertion point to the beginning, and we've done the match. Center it. I'm just going to hit Control E. And then we're going to insert a bibliography right here. So we're going to go to References. And all we need to do is click on Bibliography and insert Bibliography. And there is our thing that we've done over here. So that takes care of this. And let's see what else we need to do. Okay, so the very last thing that we need to do that I see, actually just a few, we're going to go into the bibliography and update the Schreiber source. So here's the Schreiber source here. And we need to update the actual source itself and put in the year 2020. Going to click on OK. Now notice when you go down to the bibliography, nothing's changed. And I'm going to go here and I'm going to click on Update Citations and Bibliography. And at first it kind of looks like nothing's changed, but that's because MLA has the date afterwards, where APA would have it over here. So just bear that in mind if you're used to APA and you all of a sudden don't see where it is. Just remember that it's MLA, which has the date after the source over here. So now we need to check the spelling and grammar and ignore names. So I'm going to go up top here. I'm going to hit F7. And it tells us 2 corrections, 1 spelling and 1 grammar. And we do have online, which is not correct over here. So let's see what we actually have. We're going to choose this to online and spell it properly. And let's see about grammar. So I'm not going to really worry about grammar. It does say correct any spelling and ignore any names over here. So I'm not really worried about that. And here we have this. Now I have done this in the past, put in the period there, and it just seems fine here. So we'll accept that and put in the period and everything is fine. I'm going to save this and then I'm going to submit it. And that is everything that we need to do. So hopefully this is helpful. Have a wonderful day.